it's Eric, and today I'm going to show you how to set up remote app connections on an Android smartphone. So this is going to be done through the use of a remote desktop client. So if you don't already have one installed on your phone, it's very simple. What you want to do is go to the Google Play Store, and you can just do a search for RD Client. And it's generally the first one that comes up, but you want to make sure it's the one that is published by Microsoft Corporation. So we can go ahead and click Install, and it'll download the app and install it to our device. Once that is done, go ahead and click Open, accept the terms of service. And so we're going to add some remote apps right now. So what we'll do is press this plus button on the top right and remote resource feed. And under feed URL, you can, and we're going to choose, actually type in your email address. And this will locate the web server we're connecting to without you having to type in this big long address right here. Go ahead and click next. And then under username, there's no accounts filled in, so we're going to choose add a user account. And we will type it in. Your username is always your first name and your last name with no spaces. And in this case, we need to add the @superiorpaving.net. So it's pretty much similar to your email address. And then for the password, this is the same password that you would use to sign into your laptop, desktop, workstation, tablet, what have you. Go ahead and hit save and review these to make sure they're correct, and you can hit save, and it's going to locate your apps that you have access to. So right now we can get into Auto Shopkeeper, BrewPoint, and Viewpoint. So if I want to go into BrewPoint, we'll go ahead and just asking you if you trust the PC, which we do. So you can actually check the Never Ask Again box and connect. And then the app itself was asking for permission to access your device, which is totally fine. Go ahead and allow that. And then we'll give it a few seconds to connect here. And then we'll see BrewPoint come up on the screen. For the sake of brevity, I'm not going to log in here, but you can see BrewPoint came up. And what's nice too is that if you want to toggle between different apps, you can. So if I need to go into Viewpoint to reference something, a piece of equipment or time or something, if you tap that hamburger menu on the left right there, and you go to Start New, it'll actually give you a drop down and showing you, okay, so I want to switch to Viewpoint now. And you just tap on that, it'll open right up. If I also need to get into Shopkeeper, I can do the same thing. It'll all open up. And then if you're done, you can simply close the app. After 5 minutes, it'll log you out automatically, or you can just tap that menu there and hit X, and it'll close everything altogether. Now, if you do need to get into a remote desktop to maybe access something that's saved on the S drive or something, I'll show you how to do that as well. So what we'll do here is that we'll go to this top left hamburger menu, and we're going to go into the gateways. And the gateway basically allows it keeps any computer on the internet from connecting. It literally serves as a gate. You have to prove that you're a Superior Paving employee with your username and password. Otherwise, it would just be, totally open the internet, which we wouldn't want. So we want to look at the server name, which is at spc-remote.superiorpaving.net. Double check that that's correct, because if there's any typos there, that will not work. For the user account, you can just use desktop user account. That's totally fine. So now that we have that added, we'll go in here and hit plus again. And instead of using remote resource feed, we're going to choose desktop. And we're going to give it, surprise, 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 spc-remote .superiorpaving.net. And then for the username, the default enter every time. If you want to not do that, you can just choose your username right there. And then before you hit save, you want to go under show additional options right here. You can give it a name if you want, a friendly name. So if I wanted to call this remote connection, I can. This is totally optional. For the gateway though, you do want to choose spc-remote as the gateway. The rest of the stuff does not really apply. I wouldn't worry about it but so you can go ahead and hit save. And then I just want to point out, so right now we're not on the company Wi-Fi or anything. For all intents and purposes, we could be in Culpeper. We're just on a cellular connection. So when I go ahead and connect to SBC Remote, we'll give it a few seconds to authenticate, but we should see a desktop showing up shortly. And so now I've got a full desktop. So I have a mouse here. I can use my finger to drag it around. If I need to get into my home folder, this is a test user, so there's nothing there. But if I also need to get into something on the S drive, I have it all right there. I wanted to get into, jobs folder or something or anything like that. It's all saved right there. Same deal, once if you close the app, it'll log you out within 5 minutes. Or you can also just hit this menu up here, click the X to sign out, and that is that.